I'm sorry it's so cold here, Connor, with your arms in your sleeves.
Okay.
Take it away.
Me?
I don't know. I was just saying,
Yeah,
take
I can
it away.
Do you want to do it, or I did it last? Who did it last time?
You did it last time.
I can do it this time too. I don't really care.
Can you do
I'm
it
getting
this
good
time?
at it. Yeah.
All right,
Ready?
yeah.
Welcome to episode 15 of the Invested podcast with Connor and Tyler and me. My name is Terry.
Hey.
Hey, it's the Infinity War trailer time. Not right now, but we're gonna talk about it.
Infinite War. Infinite Crisis.
War forever.
Marvels.
The war forever. The marbles.
Marvels.
The Marvels War.
This one's for all the Marvels.
That sounds like a Tom Holland line.
Kevin Feige's got a Marvel set with all the Marvel characters, and he's like, "These are my Marvels."
He just throws them out onto a desk, and that's how he figures out what happens next.
That's whose movie he makes next.
Yeah.
Which character's gonna be my favorite now? Oh, whoops! It's Dr.
Frankenstein. So yeah, we're gonna talk about Infinity War, but before that, I have
like, I don't know if that's canon. I don't know if this is a
Is that canon? Is this canon? Dr. Frankenstein?
Dr. Frankenstein. He's a yeah. That's the dark universe that isn't happening anymore.
That's JC. Jesus Christ Universe.
All right, we're gonna start with some news though.
He's back.
Tell me the news.
All right, I'll tell you something. I have a little bit. All right, so I have Zachary Levi, who's playing Shazam, as we know.
Oh, yeah.
Has come out and said that Shazam could be the DCEU's Guardians of the Galaxy.
Can you remind me of Shazam again? I think you did this last time.
He's a kid and he
Shazam.
has powers and he turns into a very muscular man who's basically Superman.
Oh, we did talk about this. It's just
Billy.
big, but a superhero.
Yeah. So,
which is they should have got Jonathan Hanks.
that was probably one.
Thomas Hanks.
Thomas the Tank Engine.
Thomas the Tank.
Oh, Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
Connor's really tired today.
Thomas the Thanks. Thanks. How do you thank Tom Hanks? Oh my God. Tom Hanks' initials are T. Hanks. Thanks. What?
When you say someone's initials, though, do you usually do like the first letter and then their whole last name?
T. Hanks?
Oh, I guess if they're a writer, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. J.K. Rowling.
J.K. Rowling. J.K. Rowling.
J.K. Rowling. You know that K is actually not her middle name.
What?
It's her name is like I can't remember her first name. It's something, but she needed like a writer's name that sounded like a man, so she picked some K like after her like aunt or something like that.
Doesn't really sound like a man.
Right, but J.K. you can't say if it's a man or a woman.
Oh, right, like J.R.
So when she was first writing Harry Potter, she thought that like she'd get farther as a man, so she just kind of wrote J.K. and never said if she was a man or a woman. But then people found out and didn't care.
So Shazam.
Anyway, so the statement of saying that it's like Guardians of the Galaxy is like really sad to me because it's just like now they're clearly trying to like compete. You know what I mean?
They're just like, hey, we're going to have a movie that people are going to like.
Just like Guardians, you know.
It's just it would be like the Guardians of the Galaxy.
But then again, this is the actor saying it and not the director.
Yeah,
so.
I would have been okay if he'd said, "This is going to be the DCEU's version of
Schindler's List."
Schindler's List."
Of course.
Because it's like, what is he going to do with all that money?
Shazam!
Did you guys talk about Justice League when I wasn't here at some point?
Yeah, we did a review. Were you not here for that?
No.
Oh, yeah, you had to miss that one as well. Yeah, we talked about Justice League. I have some Justice League news in here. Anyway.
All right,
this is all
like
DC stuff right now. But speaking of actors in the DC world commenting, Margot Robbie, who is famous for playing...
everyone's favorite bad girl.
The one from
Joker.
Wall Street. Says that she said in an interview, WB, Warner Brothers, needs to let their directors express their visions. Which is probably the smartest thing anybody's ever said over at the DC side of things.
Congratulations.
Well, then they need to get Zack Snyder out of there.
Well, that leads me into my... That's funny. Okay, so ready for this? Apparently, Warner Brothers wanted to scrap Snyder after Batman vs. Superman.
Why didn't they?
Because he already started making Justice League. He started like 2 months after making
Can I
Batman
just
vs.
do that?
Superman.
Like, can you just do that? Like, hey, I'm done. I'm started. Well,
yeah, apparently.
okay. I guess you can just keep going if you already started.
Because they already set like a time stamp.
Yeah.
And then he just went for it, and they were like, "No, it means we'd have to replace him." So they didn't. But I think because of that announcement and people's talking about it, he's probably not coming back for anything else.
And because Justice League didn't do anything at the box office.
It's doing terrible. Which leads me into... You keep leading me into my next. Apparently, it's the worst grossing DCU film.
I saw that.
It won't even pass Man of Steel, which came out in 2013, and no one cared about it.
No.
Good riddance.
Which is weird. Okay, can I just say, as bad or as good, doesn't matter. I think Justice League's better than Man of Steel. I think it's better than Batman v Superman. I find it weird that people like it's the team up movie. I'm just surprised people aren't seeing it.
But it
even as bad as it is, people saw Batman v Superman.
Well, I feel
well, but
you know what I mean?
Well, because I feel like it's the first like, hey, Batman's back. Like, let's see what happens.
Right, but like this is like the first time we've seen Justice League on live action big screen. That's just crazy to me.
Maybe they all saw Batman vs Superman and we're just like, nope, no more.
But even after Wonder Woman, it's still weird because everybody loved Wonder Woman.
I forgot about Wonder Woman.
Yeah, exactly.
Whoops.
I think people are watching it, but they're watching it like illegal cam rips off the dark web. Like they're watching dark.
Just because they don't care enough about it.
If I had to pay for Justice League, I wouldn't have gone to see it.
Yeah.
Like after seeing it, I felt the same way.
Apparently, get this. This is weird. I don't know about because we're in Boston, but if we were in like New York or like Los Angeles, because we have a podcast, we could just email like the executives and be like, "Hey, we have a podcast. We'd like to go to your advanced screenings," and they would like let us go. Like that's a thing. You can do that. Like there's a very high chance they'd be like, "Sure,
that's
go ahead."
Cool. Wow. Just go to New York.
Like I don't want to go.
Get yourself to LA. Yeah,
like I'm
you pay for your tickets to LA. Exactly. Come watch our movie.
But if we lived there, like, I feel like we probably could.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, because that's just free press for them.
Yeah, exactly.
That'd be sweet.
Good or bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, Justice League just. Well, if you guys already talked about it, I don't want to.
Yeah, I mean, but here's
it.
the thing. I was just talking to Connor. I was listening to another podcast earlier today, and one of the guys was like, "Hey, like it's been 3 weeks. What are your thoughts on Justice League?" And the other guy was like, "I just don't think about it."
Yeah, I saw it, and like that was it.
Yeah.
Like I don't. There's nothing for me to go back to, or like.
Just don't think about it.
There's.
Would you like to take a nap? There's a bed here.
No. I just, I got a little bit of the chicken.
You got a full tummy.
Chicken pox. I got a full tummy.
Sleepy.
I got a full tank and Tom Hanks. As they say. Thanks, Tom Hanks. Thanks, Tom Hanks, for the full tank.
You know that movie, that Pixar movie Coco that came out that we didn't see that I wanted to see that we haven't seen yet?
Yep, I haven't seen it either.
I haven't seen it. But there's that 20-minute Frozen. They're taking it off.
That's why I'm waiting to see it.
Oh, is it bad?
They're removing it, yeah, because it's really long and it's not good, and no one wants to see it.
Isn't it?
Yeah. And they didn't. Well, no one, from what I heard online and at the theater, I don't work there anymore. For anyone who didn't know that, but I was told that.
You're gonna pick up some.
Well, I'm covering shifts.
That's very unimportant to what we're talking about.
But my schedule doesn't matter to this. But I popped in a couple nights ago, and they were like, "Oh yeah, like." You know, people come in and they're like, the movie starts and they're like, "Oh, this is the wrong movie."
Yeah,
like this isn't Coco.
It seems really weird of something for Pixar to do.
Yeah, and people like I've heard online people will be like the short will end and they'll just be like, "Oh, finally! Like now I can watch the movie that I wanted to come see."
Which makes me sad because the shorts in front of Pixar are like they're known for that and they're always really good. Yeah. And I'm always looking forward like, "Oh, new Pixar movie! That means a new Pixar short."
Yeah.
And now it's being ruined with this like really long like. I don't care about Frozen that much.
Because how long is Coco without the short? Like,
I don't even know. I don't think it's that long. That's like an hour and like
Coco
40
is
or something
Pixar.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't Frozen?
Frozen's just Disney.
Yeah. So I don't.
So I mean, it's Disney Pixar.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like when
it's like putting X-Men in front of Spider-Man.
It reminds me
Kinda.
It reminds me when they put the X-Men like weird like scene at the end of Spider-Man 2. Amazing Spider-Man.
It's Mystique.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Just like a general.
You're expecting like an end credit scene, and you just get like a scene from another movie. Like, that's basically what's happening.
Like, what?
Does Wolverine get his powers back?
At least they're like responding to people who are like, "Oh, this is garbage." Like, no.
Well, I mean, Disney does not want any negative press, like at all in any way.
No.
So I get it.
And even if they didn't take it off, I was like, well, I'll go see Frozen, but I'll go see Coco, but I'm gonna show up 20 minutes late.
Yeah, like I'll just stand outside the theater.
Yeah,
at that point. Like I don't even want to.
He retracts his claws and the bones come out. Come see.
Still talking about Wolverine X-Men movie. A couple steps behind. So I haven't seen Disaster Artist hasn't come out yet, right?
Select theaters it has, but it opens wide on Friday.
Okay.
I've only heard good things about it.
I hear really good things, but because of that, James Franco wants to direct and star in a Shel Silverstein biopic.
Because he did the Disaster
Artist?
Yeah,
he apparently he's found a liking for this type of stuff where he makes biopic of people. And
that's good.
I'm like, sure. I have to see how good he does with this character, but apparently he's doing really well.
I want a horror movie where Shel Silverstein's face comes to life in the book. Do you remember that? How scary all his books were? Because
his drawings were like really terrible.
I was like, this is as scary as
I like Shel Silverstein.
The cover of Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. This is scary. Shel Silverstein is a monster. He's a bad man.
Be nice.
I can tell. Shel Silverstein, you better watch it, Shel Silverstein. I'm coming for you. I know where the wild things are. Did he write that?
No, it's not.
He wrote where the sidewalk is.
I know where the sidewalk
Good night,
is.
moon. More like good night, bitch. Did he write that?
No, I don't. No.
Oh, that was T.S. Eliot.
Yeah, sure.
Good night, bitch. T.S. Eliot.
Yeah, I like how James Franco's kind of taking things seriously though right now.
Oh yeah, but he's
still keeping a comedic side of things.
Yeah,
obviously, but.
And I feel like we're gonna have to go into Boston to see Disaster. Like I don't think it's gonna open around here.
Yeah, probably.
But
we'll have to find like one of the fancy theaters.
But then I found out that Nathan Fielder is in it too, and I've been watching a lot of Nathan For You,
great.
and I love him now.
I have to watch that show.
It's hysterical, so I'm just very excited to see him in a movie. Because he's great.
Shel Silverstein. Sure, go ahead, James Franco.
Do it up, James.
Do whatever you want. All right, my last bit of news. So Ant-Man and the Wasp is apparently going to be a romantic comedy.
Sounds about right.
That sounds fine. I still don't understand about this movie though, because it's taking place between the two Avengers movies.
They don't really have that much chemistry in the first Ant-Man.
It was probably just her haircut that was really different.
It's her haircut.
True.
Her haircut ruined the chemistry.
But apparently it's going to explore the multiverse, this movie. Which I thought Doctor Strange already did.
Well, Doctor Strange didn't explore the multiverse.
They talked about it.
Doctor Strange went through a kaleidoscope filter. And everybody was like, whoa.
Can I just say, and we'll get into it later, I think that scene where she pushes him through all that stuff, everybody was like super like obsessed about the visuals, and it kind of like was lackluster.
In which?
Yeah,
in
it was.
Doctor Strange.
It was.
Yeah.
Kaleidoscope.
It was cool.
It was cool, but like it wasn't like
it's
whoa.
Like you want to see a tapestry of scenes that illustrate concepts from the Marvel universe. You're looking behind the curtain at the Marvel universe. You want to see actual stuff. You don't just want to see a kaleidoscope of like my hand's freaking out. It's like, it's like, and it's funny too because they didn't even. You wasted an opportunity to have a fucking like Pink Floyd song in there. Like you wasted it for a freaking Space Jam knockoff of character being like, "Whoa, I'm going down the Looney Tunes hole."
That would have been awesome if he like ended up in Looney Tunes land. Dude,
he spends the rest of the movie in a cartoon. I would watch that.
All right, we have an epic discussion coming up. We're gonna move on because that's all I have for news. Unless you guys have any news, anything that interests you. Battlefront 2's been okay.
Yeah, it's been alright.
Yeah, I want to get into like doing movie news and then video game news and then moving on.
Yeah,
but like I just haven't looked up any video game news yet.
The yays haven't.
Sorry,
yeah, I can't think of any video game news off the top of my head.
Right now. But we've been playing Battlefront. It's been a lot of fun.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of problems with. You heard of the rubber banding issue?
Oh, the AFKing.
What is that?
Away from control, like
no. There's two different things with the rubber bands. People are just kind of letting rubber bands play the game for them.
Yeah.
But also rubber banding is a type of glitching where you'll run and then kind of like fly backwards to where you were like a couple.
I've had that happen a bit.
Yeah, and I keep having that happen. I'm thinking it's because my connection up in my room's not that good.
Yeah, I mean, I think ultimately it's lag. But I saw a GIF on Reddit the other day of this dude he spawned as Kylo Ren, right?
Yeah.
Was running. And then that happened to him, and then he was just a normal solder.
Exactly.
He didn't die. He was just like, what the hell? Like,
it happened. The worst is when it happens when you're in a plane because, I'd be flying around the map, all of a sudden I'd rubber band and I'd like hit a wall.
Yeah.
And so like, I've been reading up on that because I've been curious if I'm the only one that's happening.
No.
Which clearly it's not.
Nope.
But people are saying it's EA's service, but I feel like they're just down to blame EA for everything anyway. I mean, it could just be lag. I think it's a bit of both.
I mean, EA kind of. I feel like they deserve I'm okay with blaming EA for everything at this point.
Did they ever microtransaction?
Nothing's happening.
They took
yet.
it out. They said they're going to put it back in, but
I think they're either waiting for Star Wars to blow Star Wars Episode 8 to happen before they make any more announcements, or it could be a mix of that, and also they're trying to actually find a solution.
Yeah, because something
like that takes a long time.
I have seen too, like over Black Friday, there was that whole weekend. I saw so many pictures online of storage displays with like all copies of Battlefront 2 still there. Ridiculous. Like people aren't buying it, which is like good. I mean, I bought it. I can't.
I'm having.
I like it, but I'm glad that people are making a stand and like.
Yeah, I mean, I got the voices heard, so whatever.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, hey, there's problems. I hope they fix them. Like, I'll still play it.
What is wrong?
You okay, man? You?
Nothing. Yeah, I'm fine. I just
sure about that.
I got hit with a little bit of the sleepies. But I'm good. I'm awake.
All right. Well, I'm gonna wake you up with this next segment.
Hit me with a little bit of a soup.
We're gonna talk about trailers.
Trailers.
Yeah. Well, the one trailer that everybody seems to have seen, everybody in the world, and it's like a world record now. About how many trailers everybody has seen.
200 Wars. Infinite.
The Infinity War. Marvel's Avengers
Infinity War. Finite War.
Finite War. Finite War. So we saw the trailer. What, initial thoughts, I guess?
I really liked it. This was 10 minutes ago. It was the first time I watched it, and I thought it was pretty good.
It's fun. It's what I wanted. Infinity War. It looks kind of silly. Part of me was like, I love that they're going to do a big battle sequence in Wakanda.
Yeah.
And I like the design of those beefy gray aliens with multiple arms.
Yeah, that was cool.
They look terrifying.
But
they're from the comics, I think.
I'm like, yo, y'all doing a sky portal again? Y'all doing a gray monster army again? We gotta
okay. I don't know if they're doing a sky portal though. I think those things falling are just legitimate spaceships. I think they're troop carriers.
What was that big circle thing though? Like, was Thor like in the middle of that? Like,
I'm thinking that there was. That's probably
looks like a portal.
It looks like he's on a ship.
A ship.
It looks like maybe he's trying to hold the ship together.
I can't tell.
The one they're on in
the end of Ragnarok.
Maybe he's trying to save people.
They said They said arms getting cut off was the big thing. It was a Star Wars reference.
That was only in Phase 2, though.
Although in Civil War.
Yeah, it ended in Civil War. Because Phase 2 ended with...
Oh, right. But I think the new thing is people losing eyes, I think.
Well, I feel like...
Or eyes stopping working.
I feel like Thor just lost, like, to me or Odin, you know? Like,
yeah, and also that happens in the comics. He loses his eye. He has an eye patch in the comics.
I think Anthony Hopkins and Odin in Ragnarok was the best I've ever seen him, particularly in the moment when Thor comes back and he's like, oh shit. Thor, I never knew I wanted Hopkins as Odin as Loki before.
Yeah, that was good, yeah.
I love that whole scene. I will watch that scene over and over again. Hopkins is a genius. Watch Westworld. Hashtag watch Westworld.
Anyway, back to the trailer. So, I forget what I was going to say. I guess Spider-Man.
He's doing stuff
with the arm tingle. I loved that. Yeah, I love the spider sense.
Is that who's Tony's hugging in the when he's hugging him? You know when Tony's at the beginning, Thanos is like, "I'm gonna talk about stuff."
Wait, are you talking about the scene where Tony shows Tony like kind of with his hands? I don't think he's hugging anybody. I think he's just really upset.
Oh, I thought he was cradling
sad boy,
cradling a choke slam Spider-Man.
I think he's upset.
Spider-Man.
People are talking about Spider-Man dying in that scene.
Yeah.
Which is possible. I don't think he's going to stay dead though, because something like the time gem exists.
That's true.
But didn't someone mention Miles?
Yes. Well, yeah, Miles. But I think that's a failsafe for Sony/Disney, because then they'll be like, once Tom Holland's contract runs out, we'll just keep making Spider-Man movies.
I hope not.
With Miles Morales instead. They're not going to kill him off that fast because everybody loves him so much. And Tom Holland's set for the next Spider-Man movie anyway.
That's true, yeah.
So I was always like afraid of Thanos not in terms of like being afraid of him, but like I was afraid of like how he was going to look and sound, because like he's been very lackluster, and especially in Guardians of the Galaxy. I was like, this guy's boring. Like, I don't care.
He's just been plotting this whole time.
He looks boring. He looks stupid. Like, he doesn't sound menacing. Like, I didn't care. But this trailer, I'm like, he came out of that portal with like no armor on.
I liked the first appearance of Thanos. I thought that was the most menacing. He's
with the smile.
Yeah,
that was pretty dope.
Yeah,
that's like
because he looked happy. He looked like happy that.
Right, well, that's what I'm saying. This version of him comes out and he's like smirking, and he looks terrifying.
Yeah,
I love the sound of his voice.
Yeah, it's all good.
I love what he was talking about. He's like talking about how he's having fun.
Oh yeah,
I love it. It's great.
My favorite shot of him is when he's putting when
he puts the gem on it. Like,
that's cool.
In.
That was great.
Yeah, that's a great effect. And like I was scared of just him being like,
it looked like real. It looks like it was shot for real.
That's what I'm saying. Like after Justice League, like I've complained so much about Steppenwolf just being a bland CGI character. And I was afraid that Thanos was going to be a bland CGI character. And after this trailer, he looks great.
Yeah,
and
he does.
I'm very excited.
Very purple.
Yeah,
I just want him to. I want more lines that are different than. I liked all the lines in the trailer, but they all were kind of the same.
Yeah,
like,
just saying the same thing.
You're gonna know what it's like.
Well, that line, but I think the line where he's talking about how he's having fun is different. We've never.
That's a good.
This puts a smile on my face. Like he's just like.
I think maybe it's all the cadence is very similar, but I want to see him. I want to see a little bit more emotion.
I'm confident this may be the best MCU villain we've had.
Yeah, that's true.
Because they think Marvel's aware of their problems with their villains.
Right.
I think they're aware of it, and so I feel like they probably just worked.
What are they good Marvel villains?
Good Marvel villains. I would say probably the best Marvel villain, in my opinion, is Vulture.
Yeah, he's very good. Vulture.
Loki, obviously.
Vulture, Loki.
I liked Ultron. He just didn't do enough.
Yeah.
Ultron was cool.
I was expecting him to be
the scenes he was in and doing stuff. I liked. Ego's pretty good, yeah.
So I feel about the Mandarin too.
Yeah, the Mandarin was good when he was the Mandarin.
Yeah, I was like, this would have been sick if he stayed.
What is it? Zemo?
Baron Zemo's good. Yep. Yeah. Those are the tops. I mean, people really like them.
Yeah.
Abomination from Incredible Hulk.
That's the one I haven't seen.
He's not a good villain.
You've never seen that?
No.
Edward Norton?
Really?
It's like it's worth a watch.
It's fine.
That's the only one I haven't seen.
It's a Hulk movie. It's exactly what you expect it to be.
Give it a glance.
It kind of makes you realize why they don't make any Hulk movies.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like this is all it could be.
I've heard it's better than the Ang Lee Hulk.
Oh, you haven't seen that one?
No, I've played the video game.
Oh god,
I know the dogs. Creepy looking dogs.
Yeah, he's just really sad, and he mopes around the desert and throws tanks. Like, it's so bad.
I played the shit out of that game when it came out.
Yeah,
on
the dogs.
Xbox,
the dog seems terrible.
Never saw the movie.
He legitimately punches a dog in the balls. Like if you go back and watch that scene, he picks it up and he like.
I gotta go watch that.
It's terrible. It's terrible. We should watch it because it's so bad. I would like to get into commentaries again, by the way, at some point. That would be fun.
Scorpion King
was
round 2.
But we just had to find a different way to do it.
Sorry, YouTube. Sorry.
I think the reason why it was taken down on YouTube is because you could hear it in the background.
That's true.
So we'd have to use headphones.
The Rock took it down. He's like, no one can smell what The Rock is cooking.
He's cooking scorpions.
Dang scorpions. Anyway.
It's weird that scorpions are bugs, because I always thought of them like...
It's a lizard.
Lizard, yeah. So like...
They're lizard bugs.
Yeah. Well, it's because there was... Have I explained this scorpion bowl? I didn't know what a scorpion bowl was. I didn't know it was a drink. I thought it was a food item. I thought it was literally just like noodles
and scorps
and shrimp and spicy flavoring. But people were like, shrimp.
That you eat with a straw.
That you eat with a straw. Well, it's like shrimp are not insects, even though they kind of are. They're like the sea parasites. And they're like bottom feeders, like lobsters. And because lobsters are kind of the spiders of the sea. But scorpions, in a way, are also insects and reptiles. But they seem like reptiles.
Well, okay, back to the Infinity War trailer.
Welcome to that's Connor's take on scorpions for the day.
Yeah, Connor's take. Come back next week.
He'll talk about scorpions again.
Talk about tarantulas next time. Oh boy! Look out, kids!
I saw people eat tarantulas on Chopped once.
Oh, gee, of course, Chopped is the best.
I know. Anyways,
all right. So I'm trying to think. So the Infinity Gauntlet looks a little different than it did before.
Yeah,
it's less shiny. People are like, it's a different one. It's like people need to relax about this whole like there having more than one.
Is there not 2 Infinity Gauntlets?
No, I don't think so.
Not one for each hand.
There was that theory that the left-handed one or right-handed one was in Asgard's vault, but then Hela was like fake, and even if it wasn't fake, it got blown up. So whatever. Yeah, I really like the inclusion in Thor Ragnarok. I think we talked about this when Loki walks by the Tesseract and he's like, "Ooh,
yeah." He's like, "Remember that?"
Yeah, that was great because then he doesn't just randomly have it now. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Now in the trailer, it makes sense.
It's like, "Ooh, this started it all." I'm gonna take.
You think Loki's gonna die?
No.
I think people like him too much at this point.
Yeah, but he's like he wasn't even supposed to be in these movies anymore, and he asked to be in this last one. He's like, "Can I be in this third Avengers?" And they're like, "Sure."
Huh? Maybe.
They're like, "Fine."
I mean, they're not gonna replace him with another actor.
I'm thinking they might kill him. I'm thinking he might hand the Tesseract to Thanos, being like, "Sorry, I failed you," and Thanos would be like, "It's cool, bro. Thanks. Die."
Killed.
You know what I mean? Or maybe he'll just send them out into space with the Space Stone. I don't know what he does.
I really hope someone gets turned to jelly like Wolverine in the comic. Doesn't he turn Wolverine to jelly?
Yeah, he turns his boat.
Have you read Infinity War?
I've read Infinity Gauntlet. Whichever one with Death and he's
Isn't it like super like really really corny and silly?
No,
that's what I've heard. I was listening to a review on it, and some guy was just like, it's very outdated. It's definitely a '90s comic.
I mean, it is, but I really liked it. Like
it's fun.
It's something about a scarecrow in the beginning or something like that.
A scarecrow.
I don't remember. The only like silly I feel like the who's the devil? What's his name? Mephisto. I feel like he was kind of silly, but overall like it's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Just seeing like just X-Men.
yeah.
I really like the X-Men.
So what are our theories here? Do we have any theories of what's going to happen? There's a lot of talk about like that scene where Iron Man gets punched by Thanos. That Tony's not in that suit.
Maybe.
And I've heard a theory that Pepper Potts is in that suit.
Maybe she tried to sell Thanos some of her beauty products.
Because I think that's in the same area that Spider-Man gets choke slammed.
Why would Pepper Potts be in the suit? What is happening?
It's a decoy.
Because she's like,
I'm gonna wear the Iron Man.
Because she's like, she wants to go save. She wants to save
world.
Spider-Man.
Doesn't how the suits work.
Well, I mean, Tony can make them any way he wants.
Does she got the arc reactor?
You don't need one anymore. Rhodey doesn't have one.
Fucking continuity ruining his storylines. Anyone can use Iron Man.
Then there's also talk. Speaking of that, there's also a couple. There's also a couple.
Where's Reed Richards?
that in the Hulkbuster, Bruce Banner.
I saw someone's like Hulk in the Hulkbuster. Like, you can't do that.
No, not Hulk. Like the Bruce Banner.
No, I know, but still.
I'm okay with that theory.
I'm still stuck on Pepper Potts.
Because here's the thing. Enough with that. All right, whatever. The Bruce Banner and the Hulkbuster, that's kind of a cool idea because maybe Thanos has the ability to... Because he does, apparently. Or someone has the ability on his team to turn the Hulk back into Bruce Banner, like, instantly. And if that's a thing, maybe the Hulk is like...
Well, might as well use the Hulkbuster.
And Tony's like, here, take this. Because if Tony was there, Cap would have the shield.
Right.
Why didn't he have a shield?
Okay. Because Tony took it. But I feel like they probably haven't read up yet in that scene.
Shield belongs to my father.
Yeah. My father made that shield.
Yeah.
You don't deserve it.
Pretty sure I only saw Civil War once.
He's like,
what? Really?
Yeah.
Go back and watch that.
I want to. I think I only saw it.
It's on Netflix. Like
I know.
I just randomly click it and watch scenes from it.
I do need to go back and watch it.
I'm just going to watch
See, I think it's interesting too. Like, I don't know if this is entirely correct, but like, is it too early for theories because there's still Black Panther? Like, what's going on with what happens with Bucky?
He'll get unfrozen and they'll make him a new arm.
Yeah, like I'm just interested to be like, how are we gonna get from where we are now to here with
I
one
think
movie
though
in between?
with this happening and like with knowing Infinity War and now seeing the trailer, like whatever happens in Black Panther, who cares?
I know. I'm still excited.
I do not care about what Claw is gonna do right now. I don't care about like anything. Like Thanos is coming, guys. Relax.
Unless it like Soul Stone.
Yeah,
like,
Soul Stone really, the Soul Gem really becomes like an important part of it.
If it does, I don't know.
It's definitely in Wakanda though. It has to be.
Why else would Thanos be there?
And like we haven't seen it yet, and there's probably a reason for that.
I can't believe they've drawn this. Like,
it's crazy.
How many? There's 6 Infinity Stones.
There's 6 Infinity Stones. We've been 17 Marvel.
Like what? it.
It's nuts. It's awesome.
Dude, I'm so happy to see that my boy Benicio del Toro is going to be back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very happy about that. Going to collect more things.
Is he in this? Is he in this one, or is he in part 4?
I saw it was on Reddit. Don't know how accurate it is.
Yeah, right.
But it was like confirmed characters so far for. I think it was for Infinity War Part 1, and he was listed on there. I don't know if it's accurate, but
yeah,
he has the Aether, so he's coming back.
Yeah, that's true.
At some point.
Well, yeah, we may see Thanos go and get it from him because he has more than one outpost.
No, I know.
Stuff,
yeah.
So. Why did Thanos give Infinity Stone to Loki?
That's what I was thinking about today. Maybe he just really.
Well, I mean, just think about Thanos.
Here's the thing, though. He kind of makes that stupid mistake. That's why so he made the same mistake with Ronan. He was like, "Go get this Infinity Stone." For me.
That's right. And then Ronan's like, "You call me boy."
Yeah, exactly. So maybe he made the mistake twice, and that's why at the end of Avengers he was like, "I'll do it myself," and he gets the glove.
Do it myself.
Yeah.
He's just sick of sending people out. He's sick of sitting in that chair.
You can only scheme and plot for so long.
Yeah, he's getting restless legs.
What is it? You don't make it to 500 million Infinity Stones without making a few enemies.
Yes.
6 Infinity Stones.
6.5.
It's an infinite number of Infinity Stones. That's why they call it Infinity Stones.
Right, true.
Infinity Stones. Why are they called Infinity Stones?
They have infinite power.
What? That's weird. I hope they explain the name of the movie.
Benicio del Toro's like, there are 6 singularities, and they were forged into
concentrated ingots
into Infinity Stones. That's what he says.
Yeah,
that's all I know.
Well,
anyway,
very fascinated, Whitey.
I don't know. There's a lot of theories going around. What's going to happen? I don't know, and
anything.
It's going to be fun. I'm very excited.
Hogwash.
You have to remember that Captain Marvel's going to be in this movie.
Captain Marvel. Superman.
Yo, are they going to bring back my boy Phil Coulson for...
No.
They have to.
They're not gonna do that.
They have to.
Because
he's on season 5 of Ghost Rider.
Yeah, who gives a shit about that show?
Well, that's the thing, though. That's why. No one cares about the show. Because people don't watch it. All of a sudden he's back. They're going to have to explain it. And it has to be what's happening in the show. And they've kind of like completely gone off the rails with what happens in the show affects the movies and vice versa.
Yeah, I've heard they're like going to space now or some
Coulson
shit.
I
haven't watched it.
Me neither.
Ghost Rider is an Inhuman who's a secret warrior. Don't tell anybody.
A part of me is okay with just like not
Skrull.
paying attention to the TV show and just pretending Phil's dead.
Oh yeah, but I like Coulson. You know?
I do too, but like
I just want him.
Whatever.
I want to see him
because there are people who don't watch the TV shows, and so Phil Coulson is dead.
Yeah,
Phil Coulson has been dead to me for years.
What if he came back in the movies, and then the Avengers were like, "Oh, you're alive? Oh, forget this then," and they just leave because
that's the reason we started this thing was for you.
You
man.
died,
you
man.
died.
And now that he's back, they just give up.
You know what, Thanos? Just take it.
Yeah,
just take it. Phil's still here. Get rid of Phil, then we'll fight you.
He just flicks him and he dies.
Yeah.
Like, all right, cool. All right, we're back. All right. So we've talked about the trailer. I kind of want to talk about just like Marvel in general. Real talk. And like the good, the bad, and like just kind of go through it.
Yeah, let's
we were just talking about there's 17 movies. You know what I mean? Like what has happened, what will happen, things like that. And I feel like we spend a lot of time ragging on the DC universe and like
ratting people out.
There are movies in the Marvel universe that are just like aren't that good.
Oh, definitely. Thor: Dark World.
Thor: The Dark World is not that good.
No.
Are you kidding me? I love Natalie Portman's wooden performance when she's like, I'm gonna be in this movie, whether you like it.
I gotta say, there's one thing about that movie I actually did kind of enjoy were the action sequences.
Yeah,
they were really cool.
I just wish I wish they did more with Malekith. Like after reading a comic that he is that his name?
Malekith. Yeah.
After reading a comic that he was in, I was like, damn, you're actually like a badass man. Yeah. Like you're pretty sweet.
I think I read somewhere. I keep burping. I'm so sorry.
Big sweetheart Malekith.
I keep reading that I read somewhere recently. I feel like that the actor who played Malekith was like kind of disappointed with like
Christopher Eccleston. Did you play Malekith?
Is that
Christopher Eccleston?
Yeah, sure. I guess that's him.
If that's his name.
Yeah, said that he was disappointed with the role, and he was like, he wasn't what he expected it to be.
Yeah,
he always says that. He said that about playing Doctor Who. He's like, I was disappointed with the role.
Maybe that's just how you like right off doing something bad.
Yeah, I guess.
Like,
so.
It wasn't my fault. I just didn't.
Freaking Elrond played Red Skull.
Oh, Red Skull's a good villain. Yeah. Do you think he'll come back? People are thinking he'll come back.
No,
because he went shot into space.
Yeah, I know. They can bring Red Skull back as a character, but I don't think Hugo Weaving is gonna ever do that again. I think.
Well, it can't be anybody.
I think he hated doing the makeup so much and an allergic reaction.
Oh yeah, it's terrible.
Can you blame? Well, hey, if Gimli can do it,
Gimli can. But also, I think John Rhys Davies. You know, he needed a couple.
He needed a couple extra bucks.
He needed a couple bucks in the old piggy bank.
So
he needed a couple Lord of the Rings, if you know what I'm saying.
I know what you mean.
He needed a couple.
One of the biggest. I'm gonna stop you here.
One of the amount of colds, if you know what I'm saying.
One of the biggest problems with the DC universe, as we said with Justice League, is that there were no movies before, like introducing characters, and we got that. We got that with Hulk, and
and that's why it worked.
It's why it worked. But at the same time, if you go back and look, except for Iron Man,
they don't hold up.
They're not the best movies ever. Like the first Captain America movie is not that good.
But
Thor is really boring for the most part.
But also, I think if you look at it too,
but we did get to know the characters.
Yeah, but also with Captain, like when first Avenger came out, we didn't have Winter Soldier to compare it to and be like, this is like, because obviously,
I mean, so bad for
is fantastic.
Joe Johnston,
but with the first Captain America, I wasn't a huge fan of that one.
Just the first going in to watch Winter Soldier and being like,
I didn't see it when it came out.
Fuck, this is awesome.
Why didn't I do this?
Jesus, I know. What? And he kicks the guy off the boat. I didn't know he was that strong. This is smart.
I feel like Joss Whedon probably felt the same way too. Yeah, just Joss about the character. It's like,
yeah.
Because if you watch the first Captain America movie, when he throws his shield, it never comes right back to him. It goes into the air, and he kind of stumbles and catches it, like from in the air.
But he's figuring it out.
I guess
like
so,
at that point, he's been Captain America for what, like a couple days.
Attached to the shield, he can just go.
But the scenes I wanted to see with Captain America were scenes like
the Joe Johnston he's watching the elevator scene, and you hear him in the back of the audience going.
he's just sadly singing the Captain America theme song in his head, like his own. Well, like the music from the first one. Yeah. He's just singing it to himself. He's like, I don't even know how it goes.
Yeah.
I was gonna start singing Avengers. I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah. So I feel like they missed the ball on the first Captain America movie. Because it was a World War II and they didn't really have any World War II scenes. Yeah. It was all in montage and I was like, I want to see this stuff.
It was full of montages.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, that was my biggest issue with it. Like the beginning was cool.
I agree.
And when it became Captain America was cool. But then it was just montages with I didn't like the laser guns.
You can have montages.
Stupid.
Like Creed. Creed is one of my favorite movies and it's full of montages, but those are montages that are executed effectively because they actually have a point.
Yeah, if you're gonna montage, you gotta montage correctly.
Yeah.
It's got to mean something.
If you're going to have a montage of Captain America, you're going to have a montage about the military-industrial complex and, like, the fucking Night Commission and all that shit. Like, you know,
get right with it. What's the guy's name? The director's name?
The director, Joe Johnston.
Get it right, Joe Johnston.
Joe Johnston. You hack. What do you do, the Rocketeer? Oh, go watch Blue Sky or no. October Sky. Fucking Jake Gyllenhaal. He did that shit in 1995, baby.
What about Thor?
Thor?
The first Thor.
I like the first Thor.
See, I think
it's fun. I like it more than Dark World.
Me too. I think Thor's fun because it's just
directed by Kenneth Branagh.
Like
the problem I have with Thor is that he's not Thor throughout the whole movie.
Well, see, but I like it because it's the first time we see someone from another planet just like figuring out Earth,
being goofy.
Just like
when he needs a horse and all they have is small dogs.
Yeah, he's just like, I want to ride it. They're like, no, you can't do that. It's a dog. You can't. Yeah. You're too big. You're a big boy.
It's crazy watching that movie or like watching scenes even from the Dark World
and then watching Ragnarok.
The difference between the characters.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm a little nervous that he's not going to be his silliness in Infinity War.
No, someone tweeted out at James Gunn and I can never say his name. The director of Thor Ragnarok.
Taika Waititi.
Yeah, I never know how to pronounce his name, and I never want to fuck it up.
TW.
Because I love him. I love his movies.
Is it Taika or Tycho?
I think it's Taika.
But someone was like, hey, like, I'm kind of worried. They were like, I'm worried about how like Star-Lord and Thor are going to be acting or displayed in Infinity War without James Gunn and Taika around, and James Gunn responded like, "Oh, don't worry, we've both been around."
Okay, yeah,
so like they're hanging like
they're there to help.
They're there on set
because
being, like,
I don't think the Russo brothers are the most comedic directors in the world. With their 2 Marvel movies, there's comedy in it, but not in the same vein. The Russo brothers.
Yeah, the Russo brothers.
Yeah.
You don't think they can direct comedy?
I think they can, but not in the same way. It's a different type of comedy that's in Guardians of the Galaxy than it is in, like...
I don't know, man. They did direct episodes of Community and Arrested Development. That's
one of the greatest comedies ever.
That's true, but the thing is about those is that it's a different type of comedy.
I understand. Like, I'd say Guardians and Thor were both a lot funnier than any... like Avengers, or not that like they're not funny, but
do you understand what I'm trying to say? You feel like you're like looking at me like I'm an absolute moron.
No.
See, I think it's different because I feel like James Gunn set out to be like, oh, Guardians, like this is gonna be silly. Like from the get go, this is gonna be silly. And Avengers or Civil War and this, they're like, well, it's not gonna be silly first. Like it'll be silly, but it's not a silly movie.
Right? They take it more seriously.
Yeah.
So I'm worried about them like. Not fitting it in the comedy without feeling abrupt and like
from what I've seen
awkward.
Oh, well, remember in Civil War when Ant-Man's like, "Here's your shield, Captain America."
Yeah, there's a couple like jokes. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying like, but like compared to Thor was so over the top and like, I just don't want it to feel jarring.
Yeah.
Going from one to the other.
But it sounds like for our new funny boy, well, Thor, new funny boy, but for Guardians, like the people who made them the way they are now, were around on set to make sure that they're displayed accurately.
Well, I'm hoping Taika Waititi is there because I'm hoping Korg is there.
I really want Korg. Well, he will. The ship's there.
Yeah, I just don't want him to die instantly. Like, no, you know what I mean.
No,
I want
Korg's got to be there.
I want him on Wakanda charging with this little hip gun, going, "Ah,
the revolution,
the revolution."
Welcome.
Wanna come? I'm made of rocks, as you can see. But don't let that intimidate you.
Can we get some Murray Hewitt here?
Dude, Murray Hewitt is... I was sad he wasn't
in. What are you doing,
Brit? No, it's Brit. It's pronounced Brit. Brett? Yeah, Brit.
Present.
And then obviously...
See the shoe, Brett. You got one shoe.
I love that show.
Me too.
Okay, so
he could be dead.
We've talked about the first wave of. You two are ridiculous.
What
was I saying?
I forget.
You're
worried about the comedy, Korg.
And no, okay, yeah, that's fine. I'm sure it's gonna be fine. But anyway, back to the like OG Marvel movies. It's crazy going back and looking where it's come from, and it's so fun, and I'm so excited because Marvel announced that Infinity War or what, part 2 or 4
is
the end of this version of the MCU, like this storyline, which is great because I want to be able to collect them and have it sit on the shelf and have a beginning and end.
Yeah,
I want to be able to sit down and watch it and not be like, oh, here's another one. You know, I don't want it to just keep going forever. So it's just gonna be really cool to like start on Iron Man 1 and go to where it is now. Even now, it's amazing.
Remember Iron Man 2?
Iron Man 2. I like Iron Man 2. I think it's pretty good.
I do remember being blown away at the end when the post credit scene where they show Thor's hammer just in the ground. I remember seeing that and just being like,
"That's cool."
What? Like, what's going on?
Oh, it was so exciting. And so the thing about I think what happened with Avengers 2 was that we were kind of used to seeing this. Like, there was just nothing new was really happening. Yeah. And I think that now that Guardians are going to be introduced to the Avengers universe, that's exciting again.
Oh yeah, I'm pumped.
You know what I mean? It's something new again. It's like the first Avengers. We had all these characters that you knew meeting each other for the first time was exciting. Now you have 2 sets of characters that we already know meeting each other for the first time. Again, it feels like I'm getting the same feeling I got when the first Avengers came out.
I just want Star-Lord and Paul Rudd, Ant-Man to just be like homies.
I want Rocket and Tony Stark to be like techies together. Like, that's so funny to me. Like Tony Stark is gonna be like, what is the reaction to Rocket Raccoon? Yeah. Like, that's so funny.
See, I know you said you don't want that, you didn't like that reveal at the end of the trailer, but I think it worked because everyone knew it was gonna happen.
Yeah, I know, but that's like Spider-Man in Civil War. Everybody knew Spider-Man was gonna be in it, but they showed him in the trailer, and I feel like they shouldn't have. Do you know what I mean?
I guess
it ruined the moment,
of him landing. Like we've already seen that.
Yeah,
you know, we already knew he was going to be at that scene.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, we all knew it was going to happen. I know.
Marvel, you hacks.
But it's
fix your trailers. Don't reveal.
So I'm not watching any more trailers from here on.
Oh.
That's it. That's the only one.
Fair enough. I probably won't either.
And there will probably be 2 more, like there always is.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
So I'm just not gonna.
I am very excited for Black Panther though. I don't know why, but
I'm not.
I'm excited.
I mean, I'm excited, but like,
the other day I watched Fruitvale Station.
Yeah.
Which was for the first time, which is directed by the guy who's doing Black Panther, and that was fantastic. I really liked that.
I've never heard of it.
You should watch Creed.
Is that him too?
Yeah.
I do want to watch Creed.
It's fucking dope.
Fruitvale Station is.
You watch Creed?
No.
It's a sad story, but it's very good.
Or as I call it, Fruitvale Station.
Fruitvale, the Bart.
Fruitvale Station.
I do like fruit.
There's
Fruitvale.
Yes. But it was very good. Like, and the guy who stars in Fruitvale Station is in Black Panther. He's
in Creed.
I assume the bad guy. It's not the man. It's not
Michael B. Jordan.
It's Michael B. Jordan.
It is Michael. B. Jordan.
Yeah, that's
I know his name.
I didn't remember it, but he stars. He stars in Fruitvale Station. Is very good in it.
Yeah, everybody likes him. I mean,
so
I've only really seen him in
Chronicle.
And Four Stick. So.
Oh, you saw Fantastic Four?
Oh yeah, it's so bad.
It was bad.
I want to see it just because
I never watched it. I mean, I know it was bad culture.
I watched it because I knew it was terrible.
I want to see it because my best boy, number one boy, Tim Heidecker, apparently is in it.
What?
Yeah, he's credited in it, and I
guess I wasn't paying attention.
I don't know what his role is, but
that movie fascinates
me. If Tim's in it, I'll watch it.
I want to know how that movie was made.
Yeah.
I
know.
I heard this on an earlier podcast that I listened to today. If what's his name, James Franco's making biopics, like make a biopic about that. The making of it. Please, like
James Franco should just do bad movie biopics. Making of bad movies.
Yeah, I just think that's a great idea. All right. Anything else? We can keep going about Marvel, but we go forever. So
we could go forever.
Connor, you alright? You with us still?
Yeah.
You look sleepy.
Yeah, I'm a little sleepy puppy.
All right. Well, do you want to talk about anything else? Or you want to move on to opinions from the future?
Let me quickly.
Okay, Connor has a point he wants to
contacts.
hit. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's
see what I got here.
Lay it on me.
All right.
You're gonna kill it. Yep.
So, I was gonna want to talk about Lord of the Things.
I'm always into talking Lord of the Rings, but that could go on for hours.
So
what do you got?
Bilbo Baggins. Okay, so Bilbo Baggins.
Yeah, what about him?
No, is the Lord of the Rings a story? Okay, so agriculture. It's a type of way farmers live their lives.
Mm-hmm.
Hobbiton seems to be agriculturally based.
They do.
And yet, in the Lord of the Rings mythos, a common theme is the increasing industrialization, right? And when Bilbo, so do you think here's the thing, do you think Bilbo, and this could actually play sidebar, this could actually tie into the First World War thing with the military-industrial complex, being started as a result of World War I, or no, World War I as a result of the military-industrial complex. So industrialization, and you have agrarian agriculture, right?
Uh-huh.
The hobbits, Frodo and Bilbo, both go out into the world, and they both deal with industrialization in different ways. Bilbo actually profits off it. He comes back from his journey into the industrial world having made a profit, whereas Frodo, on the other hand, it's more of a darker, it's more of a darker side to that.
Do you think Frodo has PTSD?
Oh, yeah.
I would hope so. Yeah. I mean, like, how could you not?
Yeah, I hope he does.
I hope he does. No, like, how could you not after that?
They talk about his wound.
His wound isn't fully healed. Yeah. So do you think that's a way of saying, like, he has PTSD and that's why he goes where he goes?
Yeah, I would assume so.
That just kind of clicked in my head. I mean, I'm sorry that kind of took away from what you're saying, but I was just thinking about it.
No, you're completely right.
Yeah. Poor Frodo. What a little baby.
And I also think, do you think Gandalf is a
hack?
It's a hack.
Everyone's a hack.
I like
well,
him, yeah.
It's funny because in the beginning of The Hobbit, they say that like what Bilbo remembers about Gandalf are his tales that he told and his fireworks. And I was like,
yes,
interesting.
Fireworks.
His tales that it doesn't Gandalf at one point talk about embellishment in stories and how they keep things a little bit more interesting, and it's like
if that's in The Hobbit, maybe, but if it's in Lord of the Rings, I don't think he ever says anything like that.
Well, I thought it was interesting because it's like he makes fireworks and he crafts these fireworks that are kind of these explosions, very like wonderful,
theatrical.
In some ways, they tell they tell stories because they're magical, kind of like the smoke rings. There's like there's like a weird presentation to this kind of natural phenomenon, and it's like the same thing with his stories. It's like a type of spectacle. It's a type of recruitment tool, right? To get people to go on adventures.
Yeah, he what's the word? Glorifies.
Yeah. I mean, he's a real political mover and shaker in Middle Earth.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so funny, too, because like...
He's like the I Want You posters.
Yeah. He's very much a
I want you to go on an adventure.
He's Uncle Sam.
Well, yeah, that's exactly... I mean, J.K. Rowling, not the right person. Tolkien based, he based all this stuff off of war, his time in war and things like that. So.
Yeah,
but British,
yeah. But I mean, they went through similar.
Oh yeah,
loops as we did. So loops and hoops.
So much of Bilbo is about how he is separate from the fantasy genre. It's like he's not like fighting with the dwarves. He's not engaging.
He's just kind of there.
Revelry. He's kind of there. He hides.
Yeah,
he hides and he listens and he plays tricks on people. He's very much a subversion of the main fantasy protagonist.
Right.
Of this like it's so funny they talk about him going on an adventure and it's like you're going to be a different person, but it's like really, if anything, it brings out his more duplicitous nature, and in that way it vindicates him. Like he's finally honest with himself in that way. And I think that Thorin, there's Gandalf. Gandalf and Thorin Oakenshield are the two different halves of the same coin.
Right.
Yeah.
All right.
And then Bilbo is the third part of that equation. Like Thorin, Bilbo, and Oakenshield. Oh, sorry, Thorin, Bilbo, and Gandalf are all the same, like aspect of the same person. But they're all just different iterations of like evolution.
Yeah.
What brought you to think about this?
Well, I was rereading The Hobbit, and I was wanted to look at it through a frame of what are the patterns I'm noticing, and the patterns I'm noticing we're almost always in the word choice of like characters repeating themselves, associating.
Bilbo does that a lot.
Yeah, and why are you mentioning things right next to each other? Like I'm looking at where the placement's happening. Why does Thorin drink red wine and Gandalf drink red wine as well? Like why are there these duplications happening? That
Do you think he thought about this? He definitely thought about this stuff.
A little bit, but I think a lot of it can just be unconscious.
Yeah,
because because characters can be. And it's so funny because Thorin, to my mind, is described. He looks just like Gandalf, but just
short, not gray.
Unless it's the movie version where he's a young hot man.
Young hot man.
He's a sexy dwarf.
Good morning, hot man.
Yeah.
I knew you were doing something when you texted me the other day. I got a text from him that was just like, why does Bilbo have so much money? Or like, why are the Bagginses so well respected?
Bilbo's a fucking 1%.
Like, why are the Bagginses so well respected in Hobbiton? I was like, I don't know. Like, I don't know.
Because I was curious. It's like, does wealth equal respect in Hobbiton? It's like, no, because the book says that the Tooks were richer than the Baggins. But
it's it's like when your ancestor like built a really big house and you just get it.
And it's interesting because I've been thinking a lot about like Roald Dahl. Apparently was I don't know if you know this, was kind of a spy master in World War I.
Yeah.
World War II. One of those.
I forgot. Yeah.
But it's interesting because it's like I think of like Tolkien as well as another author who had experience with the war and the idea of the surveillance state in The Hobbit, especially with Bilbo's like running around and spying and like there's this whole idea of like
sneaking around,
just sneaking everybody, sneaking. And in fantasy, it's so funny because I've been learning about this in my foreign policy class, which I mentioned seemingly every time. But I realized the other day, ethnicity is almost an arbitrary construct because ethnicity for some reason is always associated with borders. and borders are arbitrary.
Yeah.
It's like borders, people redraw and draw borders all the time after conflicts. It's like borders don't matter. It's completely arbitrary. And I think the fantasy genre, especially with like the races of like elves, orcs, dragons, all these different creatures.
Dragons aren't a race.
Fire drakes.
That's better.
Man.
Disrespectful.
Disrespectful.
You respect dragons or you get out of here.
But it's the idea that, and it's funny too because the same thing happens in the fantasy genre where dwarves, men, elves, it's all divided by the borders of their country.
Yeah.
Right? Is their power
or their mountains.
And their mountains. Yeah. And it's just crazy. And there's this whole thing of like who gets to own. I mean, it's so funny. I'm doing a presentation on the Democratic Republic of the Congo, which is
classic.
It's the second largest country in Africa, and it's the problem there is that it's like war torn.
Yeah,
incredibly like civil wars. Like it's
a pretty crappy place to be.
Yeah, but it's a extremely resource rich.
Yeah, country. I mean because that's smack dab in the middle of the continent, right?
Yeah. It's like they have gold, cobalt, coltan,
elephants.
Copper. It's elephants.
I don't know.
Well, it's like
maybe they do. I'm not sure.
You'd think that like this place that has so much resources would benefit the people, but it's actually a curse.
Yeah.
Because
blood diamonds.
Yeah.
Everybody wants it.
Everybody wants it, and the same thing with like the fucking the Lonely Mountain.
The Lonely Mountain.
It's the
Everyone
same
wants
thing.
the treasure.
Everybody wants the resources within.
Yeah.
And it's like who gets to own that? And it's like establishing a regime. And that's what
the dwarves get to own it.
The what? The dwarves get to own it? Yeah. The dwarves get to own it by right of is it by right of conquest? Is it by right of
someone conquested and then since then.
Is it by right of the labor they made of actually mining it because the people in the Congo don't get to do that?
That's exactly
and then it's like okay because then you can do it like if you're like well fuck all these people because like
I worked for this I get to keep it. That's how I see it.
Well, that's how it should be.
Yeah, but that's not how it is.
No, I'm talking about the dwarves. That's
just the dwarves, not the Congo.
I'm not talking about the Congo. I don't know shit about
strong parallels.
I don't know anything about the Congo. I'm just talking about the dwarves.
Well, it's like should people that mine things and make things, the artisans, should they be able to keep the products to sell?
Yeah.
And like who owns the mine? It's like is it passed down the lineage?
Well, yeah. I mean it's a business.
It's a business. Fooled by a business.
Anyway, I don't know where we're going with this.
But it's just interesting that all these themes I finally noticed from a children's.
So is it even a children's book?
It's supposed to be. That's what he told everyone.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
And as I was reading it too, I was like, the movies really stretch this out.
God,
let's not go there tonight.
No, it's terrible. We should do a Hobbit movie review.
Oh boy.
Which one?
All of them. All right, so it's 5 years later.
Legolas jumping up the fucking
God mode.
God mode.
Sociopath mode.
5 years later.
5 years later.
I watched that recently.
Yeah, I watch it all the time. 5 years, Connor.
Oh, 5 years. Okay.
Opinions from the future.
In 5 years, Infinity War came out. And
Infinity War 2 also came out.
Infinity War 2 also came out.
Or
it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. But, like, I think that's going to be a good thing. I think it's going to be a cult classic. People are going to be like...
Why do you think they decided, speaking of being bad, they decided to CGI a mustache onto...
Tony Stark?
You know what?
Do you think it was like a weird call? They were like, hey, we can do
like
this.
Like the whole goatee. Like, let's just do it.
That was my first thought, but then I was like there was that article that came out in in Wired, I think, and they talked about how Kevin Feige kind of gave us a look behind Marvel, and you found out it was just kind of like this Watson-esque data dump computer that randomly generated plots and characters. And so, like...
That's amazing.
It's like
that's crazy. Who would have saw that coming?
It was like how on South Park, Family Guy is written by manatees and who put balls into sentences.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like... it was just so strange.
Yeah.
Apparently, they'd seen Superman mustache, in all the Google searches.
Put it in.
50% done by Connor here.
Yeah. For days, Connor just Googled Superman mustache.
I wonder how much you could. This is an actual question. How much you could actually change the world just by inputting Google searches, like
over and over and over and over.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Like
how? Yeah, I mean, I don't think you change the world.
How much do computers control right now?
Change some data.
Yeah.
In some like surveys, probably.
Until the computers run us all.
Yeah.
Like they do in 5 years.
They do in 5 years. Oh, the other thing about 5 years.
Yeah.
Is the what else did you say? You were talking about the PS4 migration.
The migration.
Yeah.
Where are they going?
So the PlayStation 5 came out.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Honestly. And it was really weird because they finally figured out how to make like a PlayStation.
Like an entire station.
Yeah. Because it's
just really hard to get to. That's the only problem.
Yeah, well, it's not in space, but it's in.
It's like up.
Suborbital, yeah.
It's just really far up.
Far up. And it's just weird because it's like they finally have all these materials. Like they I think they're using like pounds and pounds of like they mined some coltan and they're using it to power some of their what do you call it, the tantalum receptors. That's like a real thing.
Did they get it from the Congo?
They got it from the Congo. Yeah. Yo, the fucking, like, in China, I swear to God, China has so much influence in the Congo. It's amazing.
You'll have to do your
Can you do
your project here. I want to hear it.
Just have a mini episode of Connor's report on the
Connor's
Congo.
quick report.
Quick report on the Democratic
Connor's report corner.
We'll film it in case there's any, is there a slideshow?
Yeah.
All right, we'll
film it. Good stuff. Yeah, I'll just put it on YouTube. We'll just sit here and as Connor talks about each slide. And then we'll be like, okay, moving on. We'll just go back to what we were doing.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I have a question for you guys.
Yeah.
It's a school-related question.
Oh, school. Yeah.
So in English, I can write English papers pretty well, but I'm having trouble writing history papers because I don't know how much I have to cite sources. Like,
if you're wondering about it, cite it.
Cite everything, yeah.
If you, like...
If it's something that you know you didn't come up with, you just cite it.
History major boy. That's me.
So it's terrible. It's the worst.
What I do, Connor, is if like
that's like every sentence.
Sometimes I would, yeah, exactly. I would cite things that I don't even think I had to cite.
Like what I would do is, from what I remember, is you got DQs, you got direct quotes.
6 months ago.
Cite those obviously, but even if you're kind of basing any sort of analysis of something off of research, like cite, like
what are you doing with your hands?
Quotes.
You're like molding something.
Molding a sentence. I say.
Sorry, I wasn't really listening. What
no, it's all right.
Maybe I can help you here.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, if you're doing your own analysis of any sort of quote information, like.
You don't have to cite that.
No, but if you are drawing, like, you're looking confused. I'm not doing a good job.
All right, so
no.
I just mean like
cite quotes.
If your analysis contains information or ideas that you may have pulled from your research and you're referring, like,
even if it's in the other words.
Yeah, even if it's in other words, just quote it or just cite it. Like I feel like you can never cite too much.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So even if every sentence has a citation, that's fine.
I don't think
I wouldn't say every sentence, but
should.
you can cite paragraphs. Like this section is from this book, and this book. That's where these ideas came from. That works. That's how I learned it, at least, for the most part.
That seems difficult. I feel like English.
Right? Did you agree with me?
Yeah.
Like if you have a paragraph of something, like say you're talking about the signing of the Declaration of Independence, you have like a whole paragraph, it's like about a page long, and it's just like there's no quotes, but it's all just like facts that you've learned, and you like explain what happened. Like cite where you got that information.
Right.
Whether it's from 3 different sources, like boom, boom, boom.
So cite. Okay.
Yeah.
I think that kind of helps a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I
don't cite every sentence.
Yeah,
like,
don't cite every
sentence.
Because like you need to have like your own ideas and analysis in there too.
But like cite where you got that information.
Yeah, like if like I was trying to say, if you're now like I don't know, I feel like I've done that where I've like read something and been like, ooh, like this could go in my paper, but gotta like I don't want to just put it in as is, like change it up, but be like cite it, be like, oh, this is where I got this idea
information,
like, or even if you like,
especially if it's always Wikipedia, just cite Wikipedia for everything. It's great.
Oh, I did have a teacher say that although Wikipedia, some teachers frowned upon it, you can use the
references. At
the references at the bottom.
They say that's a gold.
Oh yeah, yep,
yeah, that's helpful.
Well,
anyway, that was okay.
That was interesting.
I mean, that's some good information. Yeah, that's some good information. Why not?
Yeah. For all you folks still in school.
Yeah.
Go do your homework.
Go do your homework.
Hacks.
Idiots. You're so stupid. All right. I guess we're gonna close it out here.
For some reason, the H3H3 podcast and music started playing in my mind.
Yeah, we don't have that music. Thanks for checking us out. If you are checking us out, we're on YouTube, Invested Podcast. We're on iTunes as well.
I didn't know that.
If you have the podcast app, we're on it. Yeah, we're on that podcast.
I don't even know where I am.
You click the podcast app, you type in -vested, and there we are, and you can click on it and listen and rate and all that stuff.
We're
on Instagram at the same name. That's kind of where most of our
I knew about that.
Our news happens.
Yeah, Instagram.
We're on Facebook too. Same blah 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 blah. All the links are there.
For your health.
We'll see you next week. What are we going to do next week? Probably talk about not Star Wars.
Not yet.
No, wait. Yeah.
Nope. Star Wars is on. Well,
it's this. No, okay. So not Star Wars.
No.
2 weeks Star Wars. Next week
we'll figure it out.
We'll figure something out. All right. Adios.
Bye.
Adios.